There's our goal star taking out the opener, backs up off 48 hours and gets the job done for local boy in Josh Brown. But Riley, it's an important time of year because once again the Racing WA podcast tipping competition is back and the entries are now open and it all kicks off next week.
Looking forward to that, Locke. Hopefully I can go a little bit better than I went last year. Let's just say that. It certainly wasn't the most fruitful period over the carnival for myself, and I think you might have been in the same boat.
I'm pretty sure that I was even below you. So it was a very, very thin carnival in terms of the tipping competition for myself. But as you can see, all you need to do is follow the prompts. But there has been a slight change this year, Riley, because the overall winner was just the man on top of the list at the end of the 10 weeks. But this time, it's going to run from opening day to Gold Rush Day, and each winner of each particular round are going to go head-to-head on Gold Rush Day. So there's going to be a big finale on Gold Rush Day, and we can't wait for them to go head-to-head.
So even if you do miss the early weeks, Locke, you can still get involved off the back of that information which you've just fed us?
Exactly right. So that is the reason we're doing this. So if you happen to miss next week or the week after or even the week after that, you can still be involved and be in the running for the grand prize. Would you like to know what the grand prize is?
I'd certainly like the grand prize. That's for sure.
$8,000 trip to Broome on Broome Cup week, a trip for two. Last year's winner had an absolute ball. I don't think it gets any better in terms of prizes for a tipping competition for racing Australia-wide. And for a man that did some great work up in Broome earlier this year, yourself included, it is certainly the place to be on Broome Cup Day.
I think I might be joining whoever our winner is up there next year, Locke. I'll be booking that week off and giving work the flick for a week or so and heading up there, because at that time of year, carnival time, it is just the place to be.
So as I said, follow the prompts on our screen and get involved in the Racing WA podcast tipping competition. You certainly can't miss it. But race 2 here at Kalgoorlie is the Tabtouch Westspeed Platinum Handicap over 1,400 metres. And Riley, this is another race where the market has a race in two, this time between Saturday Sesh and the Pierce Brothers trained mare in Kirrawee.
I do think he's a little bit short, Locke, at the price now, but I was pretty keen on Saturday Sesh running a big race here. I just think he's come back a bit bigger and better this time in. The form around him is stacking up as well, and I thought it even looked an opportunity for Steve Parnham to come out really positive and find the front with him and dictate turns, because there isn't really a great deal of speed in this race. American Thighs could prove to be a fly in the ointment type of a horse if they do really want to push forward with a bit of aggression, but he certainly doesn't need to lead to win.
And this is where we start having a closer look at the pattern that could be emerging throughout this afternoon's program. I don't think we're taking a great deal out of the opening event, but here a horse like Saturday Sesh, perhaps in the first couple in running, Kirrawee just off the speed, we should get a better guide on how this track could play throughout the remainder of the afternoon.
Yeah, we certainly should, and I don't think we are benefited in that sense, Lockie, by these small fields early in the day, is that we probably don't get the true gauge of how this track is going to play once those fields do start to increase in size a little bit later on into the afternoon. But as you made mention of, Kirrawee is likely to be in the second half of proceedings. Saturday Sesh, you'd think, will be in the first one or two in running. Certainly going to give us a little bit of a better guide or gauge, as you said, in terms of what we might see from this track later on today.
Field of 7 in race number 2. Let's have a look at them as they enter the yard, and we'll start with the one. Kirrawee, she's on the second line of betting for Dan and Ben Pearce and Willie Pike.
Well, I think this is the right sort of a setup, Lock, for her to show her best, Kirrawee. I thought she looked the danger to my on-top selection here in Saturday Sesh, and as you made mention of, the market appears to show that it is only a race in two. I don't think she was winning last start, but she did look to be building into the race quite nicely when she was chopped out at a crucial stage. She was a winner under William Pike the start prior to that. That was at Belmont Park in a no metro win contest when able to hold out a charging Miss Wall Street. And I think getting William Pike back on board, that's certainly going to suit her for the type of horse that she is. She's a sort of mare that does need to be really saved up, as she only has a short, sharp burst of acceleration. And in the small field from the draw, I think that's exactly the ideal setup that she gets here and that she needs to show her best.
Here is our favourite, the 2, Saturday Sesh. Last start winner for Ashley Maley, and Steve Parnham jumps back aboard.
As I made mention of, Lockie, you just think he's come back a better horse this time in. It was a dominant maiden win on return down at Bunbury, and what's proven to be a pretty hot little capital form maiden as well. Runners to come through that race subsequently include Old Mate Henry, who's broken maiden status. So Much Serenity. He's been racing pretty consistently for Tommy Wolf, and Startling Star looks a nice type for Peter's Investments, and Mickey Grantham as well. At his second run back, he got a long way off the speed on what was a very wet day at Belmont Park and charged home to Just Miss Great Edition in the finish. He ran a really good race here at Kalgoorlie on Thursday on the first day of the round, and then last start was able to outmuscle his rivals in a race where they really posted a strong figure, a really strong time figure in victory. And the second horse through that race, $3 grand, has subsequently won, and Run for Rob also a winner as well. So the form has held up since then. I think he maps for close enough to the run of the race. If he doesn't lead, he'll be right there tailing the leader in the run, and I see no reason, Lock, why he can't win again if he holds his form.
3 Playing Quest, Michael Lane, Chris Parnham.
I think you can rule a line through this horse's return on that heavy track at Belmont Park, Lock. He ran last of 11 over 1,300 metres, just clearly didn't handle the conditions on the day. He's 2 from 3 second up, so he does always improve with that run under the belt, and I think getting back onto a dry track today at Kalgoorlie, that is going to be a huge tick for him. But he has been a horse over the course of the journey who has generally saved his best work for the home track for Michael Lane at Bunbury. So how he handles the circuit here at Kalgoorlie today has to be somewhat of a question mark, and he has drawn a little bit awkwardly in the small field as well.
I'm now joined by trainer Ash Maley, who saddles up the favourite in Saturday Sesh. Ash, how's he going? How's he travelled up to Kalgoorlie?
Yeah, he's travelled up really well. He's in a pretty happy spot at the moment, so I'm thinking that he should go very well today. There is a few in there that obviously that are going pretty well as well, Playing Quest and Kiralui. So it's going to be a tough one, but I think he can measure up.
I recall you saying when he broke his maiden over 1,200 metres, you expect him to eventually get out to a mile, provided that he continues to learn to settle in his races. Was it pleasing to see him be able to be strong and win at the back end of 14 last start?
Yeah, it was. Going forward he will go to a mile, but he is starting to settle now, so that'll be good for him later on.
We know here in the West that Steve Parnham is the ultimate form student. How did he see it playing out from the barrier?
Yeah, Steve was pretty confident. He just said we might, he was a little bit slow away last time, but we'll be going forward.
Hard to beat?
I would have thought so, yeah.
How was yesterday?
Good fun.
Good luck.
Cheers, mate.
There's Ash Maley with a word on Saturday Sesh, our favourite. The next horse we'll take a look at is the 4, Gibraltar Gold for Peter Fernie and Lucy Fury.
Well, she's had a great preparation, Lockie, this horse, and she's got a big finish in her weaponry as well from what we have seen. She's got a massive turn of foot in last 600 on her. She is going to appreciate getting a bit of weight off here, and the tempo of the race in her last start effort when she did run third over the 1,600 metres behind Gone Drinking was quite good. She's going to appreciate Lucy Fury getting back on board here today as well. And you go back the start prior to that when she ran 10th of 13, she was completely luckless there. She was held up for the entire length of the straight, and she is still pretty lightly raced as well, this mare. She's only had the 7 career starts and brings a bit more upside than most of these with her to the races.
5 Prince of Bondi, Crystal Burns, Lactara Molly.
Drawn the inside, but he is still a maiden, this horse. He's been racing pretty consistently in maiden grade, but going to wait until he finds something a bit easier.
6 American Thighs, Peter Fernie, Holly Watson.
She's been going okay, this preparation, but they have been easier races, I think, than the top 2 here in Kiralui and Saturday Sesh, or at least races that don't have the same amount of depth. I thought she looked the mare that could potentially go forward and lead this race if they wanted to show some real aggression out of the barriers. I think getting back to 1,400 metres is going to suit her as well, and getting a senior jockey back on board.
And the 7 is Serviceman for local legend Johnny Lugg and Matty Derrick.
Still racing consistently and trying hard. He's run 4th at each of his previous couple of runs, and he's been beaten by a pair of handy enough horses too in Please Mister and Lady Negroni. Drawn barrier 2, but it's been 1,100 days since he last won a race, and this does look a little bit too tough.
Saturday Sesh is your favourite. 360 into 275. Kiralui 340 into 330. Gibraltar Gold 390 out to 480, and Playing Quest 480 out to 850. Riley, how do you order the 4? In the second of the day.
I'm with the 2 here and pretty keen as well, Lock, on Saturday Sesh. I think he's come back in terrific order from what we've seen from his 3 runs back. He's won 2 of those. He was a strong winner last start down at Bunbury in that Class 3, and that's proven to be a pretty strong form reference race as well. The second horse, $3 grand, a nice winner last week, and given this race, he sticks at 1,400 metres. There doesn't appear to be a lot of speed on paper. I'm thinking Stevie Parnham will be happy to kick him out of the barriers and fire him forward and look for a position either in the lead, Lock, or just tailing the leader in running if if a horse like American Thighs does really try and charge across and get to the front. But good setup for the two here. Saturday Sesh pretty keen on his chances from the one, Kira Louis, who looks the obvious danger with William Pike jumping back on board. He suits her down to the ground, and she's a mare with a short, sharp turn of acceleration who needs to be cuddled up and you need to be patient with. So I do think the small field is going to suit her here today as well. The 3 in for third, Playing Quest, always improves second up. Has a great second up record with 2 wins from 3 runs and is going to appreciate getting back onto a drying surface here at Kalgoorlie today. And the 4, Gibraltar Gold, in for fourth. He's had a really good campaign up here on the Goldfields for Peter Fernie and brings a bit of upside to the race as well. 2, 1, 3 and 4, my numbers here. Lock race 2 on the program, but pretty keen on Saturday Session, hoping that Ash Maley's confidence can be mirrored with this horse's performance.
2 Saturday Sesh on top for Riley in the second of the day. He's been the best back runner in this race. He's your $2.75 favourite. There is Serviceman about to join the line inside barrier number 2, so we'll hand you upstairs to Darren for the call of race number 2 here at Kalgoorlie.
Serviceman, first of them up inside of the barrier stalls. The warning blues flash on the gates. In goes Saturday Sesh. 2.75 runs the Tabtouch favourite. Moving forward Kira Louis, American Thighs, and coming forward Prince of Bondi. And Gibraltar Gold in the Stewart family colours will be amongst the last of them to go in. Playing Quest remains out as well down here in the bottom of the chute at the 1400 metre mark. So Gibraltar Gold taken forward. Starter John Pepe goes across to the ladder. Playing Quest, the visitor from the southwest, will be the last of them in. They're nearly ready to run. Almost set. Red lights going on. The favourite Saturday Sesh. From the yard of Ash Maley, Prince of Bondi launching up into the air. Rider clambering out of the saddle. Starter forced to hold things up for a moment. They steady again. They look better on this occasion. Right to go. They're off and they're racing as well. Serviceman missed it slightly. Gibraltar Gold went straight back, but the favourite had no troubles whatsoever. And at the end of 150, Saturday Sesh is going to stride through for Steven Parnham and take up the lead. Running second is American Thighs as they settle properly into stride, picking up ground Prince Bondi. It now moves to third. Then came on the rails Kira Louis. Over on the outside in close attendance, Playing Quest as they go by the 900 mark from Serviceman. And last of all Gibraltar Gold, but no more than 5 lengths from the pacemaker. At the 800 turn out to the Charles Street side they go, and Saturday Sesh in cruise mode for Parnham. Out more than a length on American Thighs. Down on the inside is Prince of Bondi. Travels up there third. Playing Quest coming around heels, pushing up there 3 deep on the course, being followed by Gibraltar Gold. Kira Louis is back there in the middle, and over on the inside last of all is Serviceman, but they're really starting to roll along here at the 350. The pace had been only modest, and Parnham said goodbye at the top of the home straight, and Saturday Sesh is in full flight, led by 3 Prince of Bondi. Kira Louis gets up near the rail, followed by Gibraltar Gold. Saturday Sesh 150 from the judge, still well clear from Prince of Bondi, and then Kira Louis followed by Gibraltar Gold, but it's all Saturday Sesh, and Saturday Sesh salutes easily. 1 from Prince of Bondi. Wasn't much in it for third between Kira Louis, the rail, and then wider out Gibraltar Gold. A gap American Thighs, followed further back Serviceman, and dropping out to run last is Playing Quest. Saturday Sesh making it a 1-act affair here in race 2. Led, was able to run some very, very modest sectionals, and it was absolutely in dead set cruise mode. Steven Parnham just gave him a little tickle coming onto the corner, and the son of Sessions, the 4-year-old, sprinted away and continues his very good form. He's now won 3 of 4 runs in this campaign. He's probably a little unlucky not to have made it 4 from 4. He does it well here this afternoon in 1:24.30 for the Ash Maley stable, defeating 5 Prince of Bondi. A little edgy before the start of the race, but this maiden 4-year-old running out of his class has run well to run second, and Kiralui gets the photo for third down near the fence. William Pike in front of number 4 Gibraltar Gold. 2 3/4 the winning margin. A long neck second and third in 1:24.30. The winners owned by Ash Maley, the Go Charlie Syndicate, managed by Larry Dwyer, G Ward, H Carroll, T Churston, C Pierce, and ridden to victory there, Steven Parnham, who had an armchair ride. Second, Prince of Bondi by Bondi from Wawatusi, prepared by Crystal Burns here in Kalgoorlie, ridden by Lakdar Romilly. And third, Kiralui by Safeguard from Acclaimed for Alan Van Semmer, Ms M Koski, and W Pike, the rider for Dan and Ben Pearce. Race number 3, the CD Dodd Handicap over 1,760 metres at 1:39, a pay 1-2 with a field of 7 as we rejoin Lockie Taylor down in the yard, and there was a real sense of predictability about that victory of Saturday Sesh, who continues to race in splendid form.
Thanks, Darren. Easy watch for those on Saturday Sesh, straight to the front, and from there it was a race over, courtesy of a great front-running ride from Steve Parnham. Ash, you joined me pre-race. You sounded very confident of his winning chances, and I can understand why. That was a stylish performance.
Yeah, no, he did win that. Yeah, it was a pretty easy watch. But yeah, like I would have liked to have seen him settle a little bit more, but it's just him. Like, it's going to be a maturity thing, and you know, I just think with maturity he'll learn to settle a bit more, and he'll go out a bit further ground, so that going forward.
Does that make you a little bit more reluctant to go to the mile straight away off the back of this win, knowing that he still was a little bit keen? He might just need a few more runs at 1,400 to continue to teach him what racing's all about?
Yeah, I'll have a talk to Steve about it, but that's the way it looks to me. Like, I'm going to have to keep him back to the 1,400 until he starts to settle a bit better. But, you know, like, if there's a suitable race where, you know, there's plenty of leaders in there where we could, you know, possibly get in behind him and get him to go to sleep there, maybe that might be another chance for him to go a mile.
Gone Drinking and Royal Law, you'll saddle up throughout the afternoon. Can either of them surprise at a price?
Yeah, for sure. Both of them. Gone Drinking seems to grow a leg when he comes to Kalgoorlie, so and I think the track will suit Royal Law, so that, you know, with the pace, he'll be right there, and I think he'll handle the track pretty well.
Well done here. Good luck later today.
Thanks, mate.
There's Ash Maley starting off the day on a winning note. Saturday Sesh leading all the way, and here's Steve Parnham catching up with Riley.
Thanks, Lockie. Yes, catching up with Steve Parnham. Steve, you clearly had a plan leading into that race with this horse, and I guess it's always nice when it comes to fruition.
Yeah, exactly. He was nice and well today. When I did my prelim on him, he was pretty alert, checking the crowd out, so he was sort of taking things in, but he began very well, and knowing the horse, I couldn't see much of a natural speed in the field, so I thought I'll take it up if I get there.
It looked pretty well the way that he travelled today as well. He had the neck arch, he was really towing you along, and just seems to be thriving in his racing this time in.
He certainly is. He should be 4 in a row now. He just got beat second up in a photo, so he's certainly racing extremely well, and feels like a horse that's just starting to mature and will go through his grades.
Ash says the mile might be on the horizon for him the next time we see him at the races. How do you feel about those sentiments?
Yeah, I thought so. Even when I won on him first up over 1,200, I said that he'll get 1,400, 1,600. So, yeah, I think that's probably the right direction to head with him, and hopefully he can keep the winning form.
A little bit later on today in the Golden Saddle, how does that race map out for Snowdome, a horse that your family and your old man know very well?
Yeah, there looks to be a fair bit of speed in the race, as you would expect for what it is, but we've drawn out a little bit, but he's a natural speed running type horse, so we'll come out and just let him do his thing and see where we end up. So not afraid to come right across, but we'll see how it works out. And he trialled up really good the other day, so if he brings that to the races, he'll be right there.
He certainly did. Best of luck there, Stephen. Well done here.
Thank you.
Steve Parnham combining with Ash Maley and Saturday Sesh, leading all the way to take out the second race of the day on Kalgoorlie Cup Day.